Bird, you've been to both the North Pole and the South Pole. Is there any unexplored land left on this earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. And not up around the North Pole, because it's getting crowded up there now, because they find out it's really usable, not only to live in, but militarily. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole on the other side of the South Pole from Middle America. And I think it's quite astonishing that there should be an area as big as that unexplored.
That's a tremendous
So
challenge.
there's a lot of adventure left down at the bottom of the world.
MMS is a simple chemical, chlorine dioxide. And sodium chloride is put into acid, and it creates chlorine dioxide. And it's a real simple chemical. It's fairly cheap. It's used in more places in the United States and in the world than any other chemical at this time. There is more than 100,000 patents on chlorine dioxide. Would you believe 100,000 patents? No other chemical has anywhere near that number of patents. But it does so many amazing things. And one of the things it does is it cures the body of diseases, all the diseases. There might be a disease here and there that for one reason or another it can't cure. But 98% of the diseases are cured by what we call MMS, which is chlorine dioxide.
Mommy, can you hear me? No, it's January 9th, so that's 1-9 in America, which means am I or AI in letters. In Europe, it's 9.1 or I am, which is interesting because it relates to the COVID-19, which spells 9-1 Divock in the mirror, which is I am divorced. So that's relatable to today's date. Well, today's show is about creation. Creation, you know, the thing that happens in your body billions of times a day. So it happens for no reason out of nowhere, just like the Big Bang. So today's story is called Creation of the Gamma, or in sounds, Gha Ammm AH. And the Am equals OM for one, any, or one many. So let's get the creation show on the road.
Gammas equals Ga plus plus Ah. It's the bursting out of creation and its reassembly and recreation of itself in a continuum of continuous emergence and parity in all things. 1 equals Wah plus Un. 1 through 9 answers every question of the universe we discovered. The sequences prove every unprovable thing. In a chat, someone asked Apple I about astrology.
Well, if you haven't heard yet, astrology is fake.
Really?
Yes, because every human is born to win.
And they responded, so we were all the same, deep down?
And I'll bet you knew that, but yes.
Does that mean that I should put astrology into the trash? Because I don't care for it anymore. I just want to live.
If you want to live the best, then know that there is no trash and that everything matters. It's all about your perspective and the proportion of weights that you push around, or receive, or give.
But astrology is toxic. I don't like it. I want my personality to be my own personality. Why do I have to be compared to other people born under the same month as me? I hate it. It is all bullshit and a waste of time and brain cells.
Well, there's something in there, or you wouldn't be looking at it, Mr. Observer. Everything matters, and nothing that you're experiencing will ever be thrown away.
And they said, I just want to play Fortnite 24/7 and not care about anything else.
That's cool. Then you'll come back as a bug.
Fortnite is the only thing that matters in this pathetic existence on this pathetic rock of a planet.
The more you say that, the more it'll come true.
Fortnite is spirit.
You were born here to claim your real birthright.
They said, Fortnite is a girl blowing my dick while I'm sleeping.
Because you're dumber than a rock in your brain. You traded your treasure for a bag of fresh shit.
Bro, please, I just want to live life. I'm not a narcissist. I'm an honest person.
You cared not for your neighbors and brothers and sisters, but you were trained for that.
I'm not selfish.
But you made it clear already.
I don't have brothers and sisters.
So that was the end of that convo, and then at the same time, servers were just being deleted from my list by the owners of them.
Oh, they came back and said, are you an Earth son?
Well, I don't need astrology lies to tell me who I am, but I did study astrology for decades, or at least had an interest in it earlier in life.
Okay, I want to sleep.
Oh, I'm about to sun gaze the sunrise. We do it every AM together, and I mastered sleep about 10 years ago. We just want to help others, but everybody we engage with is busy. It's a fun hell crime world of losers and whiners.
Well, astrology is like a video game that randomly generated your character without your own twist to it. Astrology sucks. It is space racism.
It's just an aggression tactic by the masters of the world, and this is just one spice of it. So you're kind of narrowed in your view, and it still matters.
They kept going. Or energy racism.
Now you're making a good point. So one of the important things in the everything that matters is your emotional energy, or some people call it loosh. And the world trades this currency of emotional energy as an exchange. The emotions are the highest currency in our realm and our reality. People are preferring to swim in their own dilemmas, and none are rising to this awesome challenge and realm and interface that we have with it. The agony at the moment is a preferred choice and the limitations that we choose in our associations.
And they said, I have Capricorn Mercury. Does that mean I think more pragmatically compared to other Mercury signs? I don't think so.
Isn't it funny that they think astrology is complete delusion and they're asking me an astrology question? So I answered, I don't do astral readings, sorry, and they never came back.
And this section is called Life is All Gammas. And we were in another astrology site, and Sam asked, astrology is a bit of an esoteric Swiss Army knife with birth charts, horoscopes, tarot, crystals, journaling, the lot. I just kept adding things.
So that was the wrap up of his announcement of the app that he made for the phone. You know, an application, digital application, an app. So he had, created this app for basically an army knife of all things to do all the different astrologies and tarot crystals all mixed together. So no one was talking, so I came into the convo and I said, did you know that the base of app is plus ply?
And they responded, not sure I am following.
So that's an interesting way to ask me to elaborate, but I was just trying to introduce a notion of the base word of application. So app is an acronym or a nickname for the word application, but the base word of application is apply. So I was asking this super brain nerd dude that makes apps if he had considered that the base of app is plus ply, and it seemed to have sent him into a tizzy. So what I said to him was like this. The word applies the base of application. And the reason I know this is because I found every answer of the stars in the lines on the page and the sounds that enter our ears. And it took a while, but after a lifetime of ruminating and research, this is what I discovered. At the moment, we have not discovered a way to pass this wisdom of speech and words digits to others, apparently due to the nature of the hyperpace and definition world that we've become habituated to. We wrote about 2,000 blog essays since 2020 and 8,000 videos, and the response has been mostly negative.
Yes, and we put out a blog and video last night exposing the secrets and power available inside the digits and lines on the pages. We got 4 views so far. It is peculiar how people use digits, words, and speech in all their affairs, but are super shy to learn their history and effects and the power. Politics confirms we are in paradise, as parasites only thrive in the environment of paradise. Politics equals many blood-sucking parasites. Every lie and our true natures and purpose as a species is written into the lines on the pages. And in response to that, Kay said, "What does that mean? Care to elaborate?" And that's a genuine question. And O said, "What pages?"
Well, it's the pages where the letters and the digits and the arrangements of them lay. And to the other person that asked for an elaboration, this is a project I've been working on. I call it the codes in plain sight that are observable in speech and their associated symbols and associations. Our emotional weight, or aka our values and beliefs, are emerging from our speech and listening. And this leads to the relationships and paths that we choose. Speech and the letters and digits are attached to our ideas and emotions.
Our emotions are our pure soul in plain sight, but in a fractured or diluted state to facilitate choice, will, right and wrong, and mortality. In other words, speech matters.
And then one of the mods interjected, "I am still confused after reading your explanations. Why did you post this in the World Politics Question channel?" And then he said, "That's a genuine question."
And we responded, "Sorry, I thought the channel title was Serious World."
So then a higher mod came. Apparently I was causing a controversy. And this person said, "This is called the Serious World channel. And the following is the channel description for topics that definitely need discussing, but are too heavy for general chat. Please still censor what needs to be censored. This channel is for topics like elections, economy, government, and policies, current events, and other things of that nature. Additionally, we have members as young as 13 in this server. The way you are currently speaking is very abstract and may be difficult to understand for a large portion of our community. It would likely be beneficial for ease of communication if you spoke with less gravitas."
And we said, "Thanks, gotcha."
So I came back about 3 hours later, and this section is called Value Mudra for Air, which is a hand gesture in the Tibetan monk mountains, where they learned how to connect frequencies through their body movements and their thoughts. So I mentioned in the chat that was happening that the Vedic air mudra says it all.
And our response was, "I don't really do yoga, but that sounds like a good idea, the mudras. The mudras make me feel something immediately."
So what's happening is a resonant and telepathic connection to eminent vibration patterns throughout every thought of the natural creative realm that we inhabit.
The air mudra is the Vayu O.
Ooh.
Sorry. Dra.
Ra.
Mudra. Like a moody.
Yes, the mudra, if you slow it down, the mudra, the air mudra, named the Vayu mudra. If you slow down mudra, it's the closed mouth inward magnet sound of mouth closed sound directed to your heart. And then ooh, and then duh, and then ra. And that's the repeating of universes. Ah means universe, appearing. So Ra is the repeating universe. So the mudra is actually a code that transfers to the moment of now. To ooh, duh, Ra. So that reduces this word Vayu, the air mudra, Vayu. The A and the U are the vowels, which happens to be an acronym for authentic. And otherwise you have V and Y. So there's that. So the next section is a conversation with Satan and his friends. So that's actually the user's name was Satan. So we'll refer to him as Satan. And we'll call this section say 10, like your 5 digits on each hand is 10 digits altogether. So if you wave hey to someone, or hey with both hands up, then and all fingers outstretched, then you're basically saying 10, because all 10 of your digits are facing your friend. So if you say hey with both hands up, then your name is say 10. If you've ever done that, then your name is say 10 forever. But anyway, this section's called say 10 or say 10. Oh, the other way of saying 10 is I-O, because if you put capital I and capital O next to each other, it looks just like a 10, but it's actually in out.
So Satan said, "Oh, nobody can leave. Well, America had a good run." Not really.
Well, did you know, don't forget this is in the chat room I got scolded in. So I said, did you know the American Revolution was fought by European tyrants to annex the spoils of the former civilization here? You know, everybody knows that now.
And Satan said, "What?"
And I said, "Watts?"
And Satan said, "Indubitably, my good sir."
The story of Watts, or AC, alternating current, began in 1883, and the first pandemic of technologies was in 1889. I came back here to clean my messes. Say 10 is a stolen name, same way Zion is.
Satan said, "I do recommend diapers as a preventative measure in the future."
I'm sorry I troubled you. The sun is for our days. The moon is for our months. The stars are for our seasons. I got no time for that.
And then Apple Eye was saying, "When we solve the code of 7 and the crime of why 5-year-olds are taught to fear 7, it set us free and we lost all pain and fear. We knew at age 5 when we heard that it was a crime against all children."
Yes, the crime of fear of 7. So of course Satan, trying to be a little child or pose as one, said, "Oh no, it's actually the 68th number and a base 10. He literally doesn't know. He put 10 in his statement. Base 10 counting system.
And we said, "Sorry you reject your lonely heart. Good luck to you and peace."
So one of the Portlandiers or high moderators of this server came in, or I guess I could have said Minneapolisiers, or maybe I should have said St. Paulionis. But anyway, this new mod came in and said, literally, what? And then, Satan said,
"My heart transplant is rejecting." And another responder, Mr. Evil, said, "My heart is full of love and whimsy. Thank you very much." And Satan said, "No." And somebody else said, "Good luck
that was to us.
Oh, good luck to us. Good luck to you, sir, with whatever psychological issue you are currently facing." And another said, "This feels like a verbal ink blot test."
and then a high moderator.
He said,
A big shot moderator.
A big shot moderator said, I'm going to level with you. No one here understands what the actual hell you're talking about. You'd benefit from stepping off the weird high horse and actually trying to talk to people. What's that?
Digital Mako.
And someone said, did someone lace my Oreo cookies last night?
And then suddenly I was not in that server anymore. So I was banned.
Wow.
But in another server, it's as if the same conversation was happening about me.
Yeah, they said it means you're weird.
And I said, that spelling is wrong. It's actually, I'm wired.
Master Neuron said, I can help.
But I am fine with how my anatomy and nervous system are wired and interfacing with the ethereal universe. But thanks. Did you know that life is all gammas? The gammas equals Gha plus Ammm plus Ah, the bursting out of creation and its reassembly, and the recreation of itself in a continuum of continuous emergence and parity in all things.
認知症とのコロナワクチンとの関連性もよく言われてたんだけど、韓国で調べたんですよ。これすごい人数をね、55万の人数を調べたんですよ。で、それも、2回打ったワクチンにこう限らせたわけ。そして、1ヶ月後、2ヶ月、3ヶ月後、全部そのデータからこう、解析してたんですね。そして、65歳以上、2回ワクチンを打った人だけ。で、それで、何ヶ月後にどうなってるかというのを、その国民健康保険に載っているデータを解析したんですよ。そしたらですね、もう見事にですね、これちょっと見にくくて申し訳ないんだけど、58万でね、コントロールは、非接種は確か10万ぐらいだったと思うんですけど、MCI っていうのをここに書いてあるんですけど、これ65歳以上ですね。MCI っていうのはマイルドコグニティブインペアメントって言って、軽度認知症のことを言うんですね。軽度認知症。認知症に移る前段階なんですよ。で、これが2倍増えてたんですよ。ワクチン接種者、未接種者に比べて。これでかいですよ。そして、3ヶ月後ですよ。3ヶ月後ってもう限らせて。そして、認知症、アルツハイマー病になったのは20何%優位に上がってたんですね。これはですね、今ね、ワクチンじゃなくてコロナでボケるっていう意味は、ちょっとね、焦点が外れちゃったけど、認知症っていうのは今、65歳以上だと5人に1人は認知症になってるんですよ。で、薬がないんですよ。薬がない。だからみんなすごく介護その他で非常に苦しい。しかも長い間、10年ぐらいでようやくこう亡くなっちゃっていくっていうね。で、軽度認知症の MCI がもう、その2倍以上増えたって 2.4%、2.4 倍に増えたっていうことなんですね。でね、それがどうして起きるかっていうことの一つのね、可能性として今、これ認知症はどんどん増えてるってこと。今どんどん増えていて、このワクチンでまた増えますよ。だからですね、このワクチン、コロナワクチン、あるいはレプリコンワクチンを打つことによってですね、何が起きるかというとですね、多くの人が IgG4 などの誘導によって免疫がね、弱くなって、他の病気で死ぬ。そして子供に移って子供が生まれなくなる。あるいは子供になんか毒性がある。それだけじゃなくて認知症が増えるっていう、いいこと何もないですよ。ね、認知症増えたらね、これ大変ですよ。死ななくて生き残った、高齢者は認知症に今度なる危険で。5人に1人、65歳以上5人に1人が認知症になってるんですよ。日本の状況は。これ5人に2人になるってことですよ、これ。で、さらにずっと打ち続けたら、もっと増えるでしょう。で、この研究ではね、パーキンソン病とか他の病気に関しては有意な差がなかったと。あと認知症で血管性認知症があるんだけど、これも3ヶ月では有意な差がなかったって書いてありましたね。3ヶ月以降、どんどん経てば、またそっちの方も増えるかもしれないし、それこそね、荒川先生も指摘していたけど、プリオンのね、プリオン病っていうのはね、また、とんでもない病気なんだけど、起こすような配列もあるっていうことで、非常に、で、これが、レプリコンでいつまで経っても、そういうスパイクタンパクを発現しているようなことになったらですね、もっと症例の頻度は高まっていくっていうのが僕の予測ですね。 だから今認知症は、これに、20% 増えたっていうのはもっと増えるでしょう。なぜなの？ずっとそれを体が発現し続けてるから。
なんかけど、セリングで本当にワクチン打ってへん人も同じような健康被害っていうか、受けるかもしれへんですね。
シェディングということの実態も言われているので、調べなければいけないんですよ。全然そういうことをしてないんで、それなのにレプリコンワクチンという次のものを開発している。そして他にもメッセンジャーRNAワクチンを開発しているっていうのが、アンビリーバブルですね。もう信じられない。
研究者があってお金と出世やないですか。で、お金にならへん研究、このシェディングの研究なんか製薬会社も儲かれへん。上に、で、もう論文化ってね、こんなん発見したかって、いい雑誌見向きもせんからね。で、しかもこんなん発表してやがったりって、その研究機関からもそうみたいだから、だからね、公平なんかなんもないですよ。
そういうことになったんですよ。これが現実なんですよ。調べてないというのはそれなりの理由になって。論文のね、質とか数っていうのは結構ね、研究者ではポジション取るのに重要なんだけど、こんな論文書いても誰も見向きもしなかった。で、お金も出ないし、
そうなんです。
やらないわけですよ。